Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. Good morning, my people. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Today we are bringing you up-to-date information on what is going on in Nigeria and around the world. Today's own says there is a hidden agenda between General Buhari and other governors over Almajiri'S. Well, and this is written by Runo Omokri. Said there is a hidden agenda. Let's go to the news and get the full details why he said so. Runo Omokri, who is an active author, humanitarian, and spokesman of the ex-president Goodluck Jonathan, to his verified Facebook page to disagree and express his discomfort on how the current government is being run. Is there a hidden agenda between Muhammadu Buhari and some governors? How come truckloads of Almajiri'S are being able to leave some states undetected and move to other states that do not have such culture? Even when General Muhammadu Buhari so, supposedly ordered an interstate lockdown, how did the truck get past security agents minding borders of such states? What is the motive? Are Almajiri now a commercial commodity? Do we now have Almajiri exporting states? Almajiri importing states? What is going on? Who can't create a situation and unleash it on others? You can't create a situation and unleash it on others. Some northern governors are now accusing Almajiri's of spreading COVID-19 all over the north, leading to death of prominent northerners. Are the same people, these northern governors are the same people who mocked then President Goodluck Jonathan for building 165 Almajiri schools in northern Nigeria. A premise example is El-Rufai. Jonathan foresaw today's event and was preparing for it 10 years by building the schools with hostels for Almajiri'S. But people like El-Rufai, among others, frustrated the plans for Almajiri'S. If they had continued where Goodluck Jonathan has stopped, today this issue will not be a problem and they will have where to keep them instead of spreading them all over the country like Menak. Today they have nowhere to keep them. I have no sympathy for them. God cannot be mocked. Whatever a man sow, he will reap. He wrote Galatians 6:7, which says, whatever a man sow, that man will reap. Well, guys, not too distant a time ago, when Goodluck Jonathan was in power, he saw, the north in Nigeria and the northern states in Nigeria is like a competition between Nigerian government, between the south and the east and the west and the north is all we're supposed, don't get my words twisted, we're supposed to be one nation, one people. But guess what? That's not the reality. That's not the true state of things. As some people see themselves as elites in Nigeria and some other people are being looked down upon or not regarded as important. Some people are treated, more with more. Were treated better than others, which ought not to be. It's supposed to be a same. It's supposed to be a fair play for everyone. Apparently, it's not so. It's not been so in Nigerian politics and government. Why? When Goodluck Jonathan came and he saw that in the north there is this issue of Almajiri'S. By the way, Almajiri'S are group of young boys, mainly the male gender, that their parents do not want to send to school or look after. Instead of sending them to proper commercial regular school, they send them to Islamic schools. This Islamic teacher or whatever they are, I'm not very sure what they are called, don't have accommodation for these children. And they've not deemed it fit over the years this system is being practiced to put a system in place that it becomes a proper school, so that when parents are bringing in their children, they pay like a fee and there is accommodation for these children. And during holidays, they go home. They just live it, in the north, they live like, they just live like a communal life. You just leave everything to, let's see how it goes. If it rains, it rains. It shines, it shines. There is no proper arrangement, no vision to see what tomorrow, no planning. That's the word in a nutshell. No planning. So everything is just done anyhow, anyway, anyhow. Anyway, fast forward. This is a system that has been in operation in the north for a very long time. Very long time, not today. And so, when Goodluck Jonathan came, first of all, the elites in the north do not send their children to such schools. They don't. They send their children to proper schools, starting from even the air that was mentioned that frustrated the plans of Goodluck Jonathan. I can tell you for sure, go out and do your findings. None of El-Rufai's many children, because he has three wives. None. We don't know if they are concubine by the side. We don't know of that. But three wives confirmed. So he should have many children. Not one of those children is going to the Almajiri schools. So parents give birth to children as young as 5. They put one cloth on the children, just what they are wearing. Give them a plate, yes, a bowl, and send them to this school. So the teacher of the Islamic school, not a proper school though, to learn about life. Islam is a religion. It's not, so they just teach them something that has been done centuries ago without any figure, anything pointing to today, reality and life as at 2020. Yes. So these children, the parents just send them out like that. And after school, this teacher cannot feed them. He doesn't have the capacity. We're talking about hundreds of children. So what does he do? He gives them the plates. Go about, find good Samaritan to feed you. So that's how these children go about in the society, roaming. They go from dusk to dawn, from dawn to dusk, whatever, and come back in the evening. And most times there's even no place to sleep. So at times they are left in the harsh wind of the cold. Guess what? Some people take advantage of these children. Some of them are being abused. All kinds of things are being done to them, treated illy. I mean, these children do not even have proper, care. They can be maltreated. So they grow up with no love, no one to comfort them, no reality as to looking at what life is and how life can be, no compassion. They grow up not having compassion, not being well looked after, you know, and that's how they grow. Now, Goodluck Jonathan came and he started a program. So, seeing this as a problem in the north, he started a program and said, okay, let's put the Almajiri'S to school. Let's have a proper system. Let's document their school properly and make it proper. Guess what? The north doesn't want to hear of it because it's a competition. They don't want to look after their own. Selfishness, the order of the day. What do? They allow their children, they allow the children of the poor, not their children, to go about this same kind of life, roaming about the streets. So this is what they do. They just go about, and Jonathan tried to put a system in place, but they actually rejected it, starting from the governors who stood on their ground to make sure that their the poor do not get liberty, continue to depend on them, and they make them their continuous slave. Anyway, now today, there is coronavirus has exposed a lot of things in Nigeria. There's nowhere to send these children to. They are not distributing them all over Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari has heard of this thing, yet he will not speak, as usual. Waiting on consign am, now they speak about. Waiting consign am, we make Nigerians elect am. He doesn't speak on that. One of the attributes of good leadership is not to avoid conflict or trouble, is to face it head on, to collaborate with the people, and to make sure that there is a solution. Those are some of the good stems of good leadership. Those are some of the good traits of good leadership, not avoiding problem or shine away from it. It doesn't solve it. It will not wish it away. Anyway, my people, what do you think? Do you think there is a conspiracy theory going on between Buhari and the government? Because we've not heard a single word regarding this Almajiri situation. Don't forget to thumbs up for us, like and share. Have a lovely and a wonderful day. God bless you. Don't forget you will reap whatever you sow. Have a good day. Bye for now.